welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be reviewing the 4th episode of the Percy Jackson series. I liked this one. I don't like how it ended. This is the episode where Percy fights the Chimera, and they're on the train. He gets stabbed by the, pincer thing at the scorpion end of the Chimera. He's dying and he tries to be the hero. And I think this is the very first instance where we see Percy like going full hero mode for his friends. Obviously, we've seen him do it for Grover, for his mom. But this one was more like on the lines of him becoming friends with Annabeth. They talked a lot more. They got to know each other a lot more in this episode. We saw cutesy moments, which I loved. And then he fell into the water and was told by, I think it was like a water spirit or something, that his father is here for him. And that's kind of where it ended. And I was like, no, I wanted to see him shoot out of the water and like go fight the Chimera and like I don't remember the scene exactly from the book because I read the book ages ago. But I know that him jumping off the St. Louis Ark was such a crucial moment in Percy Jackson fandom because it didn't happen in the movie and we wanted to see it executed, and I thought it went pretty well. And then it just kind of ended. And I was just like, all that for this. I mean, it was great, but I want more. So it starts off with them on the train, and they meet the mother of all monsters. Then there's the Chimera, which is in the bag, and we kind of see now more. We saw it before in the last episode with Medusa, where what it kind of looks like through the mist. And so the Chimera, obviously you see a little dog walk by and that's the Chimera, and he was so cute. And then the people that are not from their world, they see things banging against the doors coming at them, but they don't know exactly what it is, and they're going to just see a little dog walk by when it's this full-blown thing, I kind of wanted to see that, where they just saw the dog walk by like we saw like in the train. But it's okay. So Percy basically is dying. He shoves Grover and Annabeth behind the door, locks the door, and is facing this thing alone. And by the way, the Chimera looked amazing. Like, this is like beyond my expectations of like what I pictured when I was a kid. They're doing great with how the monsters look. And this was the first, like, I think action scene where I'm like, there's action. We're not just cutting to a different scene, which I was really, really happy about. Like, we're finally spending some time focusing on the action, which is such a big thing in this this world, this series. And I was getting kind of worried there. And so they are obviously on the train. Their cabin gets raided. It's obviously the Chimera and like the mom of all monsters, Echidna, looking for him and making sure that is him, which I don't understand why they would need to make sure, but they mentioned that they were looking for the bolt, but like it kind of felt like they were also trying to make sure that's the son of Poseidon. Or wait, maybe I'm thinking back to another episode. But like, why would you need to make sure? Like, doesn't the smell say enough? But anyway, I think that it just felt so short because like we were just kind of getting to like the action, and we got finally our action. We got St. Louis Ark, and him jumping off of it, and it was just kind of like, and then the episode finished. And we got to see Annabeth's, mom being mad at her, and that letting Echidna into the actual I don't know if it's a building. I think it's a building. And then they like escape in like a little pod to go up the building, and I didn't know that was how you get up there. Um, but if I correct me if I'm wrong, I think that Percy sees Athena at one point in this scene. And I'm not sure when or how, but I have it in my memory. Obviously, she's mad at him, at all of them, but basically, mainly mad at her daughter. And so Annabeth is paying the price for it, and we're seeing just kind of that really affecting her because she's never really been on her mom's bad side, and has always wanted to please her mom, who was never around. Um, and we know more about, like, we get to know more about her family and, what she went through. And it's just a really, like, bonding moment between her and Percy. And I have been waiting for that since like episode one, because there's little bits and pieces of that throughout the book. There's like moments when she opens up, obviously, like this, but I think it kind of prolonged it a little bit because I think when we were there with Medusa, we kind of almost were there, but then not really. But then it's a TV show, you need to kind of prolong it a little bit. But I just remember there being in the book more instances where they were on the quest and they had chats. And maybe they were in death sometimes they weren't, but we got to see little bits and pieces of what made Annabeth Annabeth. But like I said, I read the book a while ago. So yeah, that was mainly the episode. I also feel that we're seeing more of like Walker's, like, because I think I've seen interviews and I think that he is very similar to Percy. So his sassiness coming through into Percy's character, and it's like his own sass. Like it's not just Percy, but I think it just meshes so well. And it's like it's Percy in like his own version, an own way, and I think it's really cute. And I think just like his sass just adds to so much. And we also saw Grumpy Grover today. Um, and I think today we saw this episode like how long ago? Um, I'm a little late on this review. But I think that was like showing basically kind of Book Grover a little bit more, which I kind of liked. Because I was kind of missing him. I like the new Grover. It's just, I miss other things, from the book because he he's also sassy in his own way, and he's also um very much very loving and caring. I think we see that more in the book than we do in the movie. We see some centaurs. He tells us about Pan, and I think that even though that was early, I think it was a nice little touch for them to kind of just have like conversations in the train. And yeah, I think it kind of all meshed pretty well because we were just sitting on the train, like what we were gonna do. And they were talking about in an interview, like they were just like in their PJs basically all day for those scenes because that's all they were filming. So they had to, put something in there. And it went well. I'm really excited to see like I said, the casino scene with Hermes. I think it's gonna be great. Lin-Manuel Miranda's posting. I'm so happy. Happy birthday to Walker, who coincidentally is a Capricorn like me. So yes. And so yeah, there's a lot I think now that's progressing. It's looking better, but then I'm also left like hanging with a lot of things. So I'm just like, what? There was one thing that jogged my memory when I was scrolling through TikTok, and it was like Grover never went to the edge of Tartarus with the shoes, which kind of keyed them in about Luke. But is it too early for them to kind of realize that? And that was supposed to be in the last episode, and that was like episode 3, so I think it was really early. And correct me if I'm wrong. I think that like you're actually gonna correct me. He puts on the shoes later, so I am not sure about that. So there's a lot of things I'm excited for, and obviously it's gonna end soon. And that makes me sad, but we're progressing. And I'm excited for season 2. If I think it's got it right. No, I don't know if it's. Anyway, I'm hoping for season two, and Sea of Monsters because I love Sea of Monsters. Um, but yeah, there's not really much to talk about with this one other than it was just kind of like Annabeth opening up. Not much to talk about it with Grover. Grover was just kind of there. Um, I think that them dunking Percy in the water was kind of funny. And they were just kind of there splashing in front of everybody. And obviously the mist can't cover that. They're just sitting in the fountain, like splashing each other, and just like. Um, but yeah, I wanted more, and I feel like there's not a lot to talk about in this review because of that. But I'm excited to see what happens in the next episode. If they even continue it from that point on, or we are just kind of like flashing back or flashing forward. So who knows? But yeah, thanks so much for watching. I hope to see you all soon. Bye.